defense. What do you say to the guys after this one? Because the other day you guys did play with South Carolina, could have won. Things went south. What did you say to the team after this?
It's very short after the game. These kind of games you don't have to say much. They're hurting. They're hurting. They wanted that game just like they won every game, and we kind of hurt ourselves, to be honest with you. But I just told them that was a tough one, and we got to come back and get them tomorrow. And that's what we have to do.
Actually, can you talk about the decision to put Jack there in the night?
Well, that's my plan. We decided this as a staff early this week to give this team the best opportunity on a weekend. On Fridays we're going to match it up with 4 guys, and if we're tied or if we have the lead, we're going to pitch Zach in the ninth. This is his throwing day, and then we're starting him on Sunday. So it's us trying to maximize our pitching, which we're thin in right now, and we feel it's the best chance. And I don't think Zach. There was a tough ball to Will. It was a cue ball off the end of the bat. It squirted away from him, and then they made us pay for it. And again, we gave him too many opportunities. We gave away too much stuff early in the game. The walks hurt us tremendously, and everyone looks to the last inning, the 9th inning, where we give up that run. But you got to go back over early in the game when we gave them some runs where they didn't have to do much to score a run. They just they had to maybe hit a sac fly after we walk some guys and get guys in scoring position.
So obviously with Will's there, that stuff would get buried. And have you got a chance to say anything to Will after the game directly? Or?
No, I know he's hurting. He's hurting. He's a competitor. He wants to do well. Everyone wants to do well. We just got to bounce back from this. We've had a tough stretch of the last 5 games, and I think out of all 5 games we could say what if this happens and that, we could be 5-0, 4-1, 0-5. That's reality, and we have to deal with that. We have to look ourselves in the mirror, and we have to just keep fighting and go forward.
I know you're not big on, say, moral victories, and you like to say, loss is loss, but when you're down and you come back, and you're down and you come back the way you did, is there anything you take?
There's a lot of good things that are happening out there. The bottom line is we get gobbled up by the team's failure to win a game. There's a lot of things that are good happening. I'm seeing them. I'm making mental notes of them. The staff's making mental notes to see Vincent Jackson come up with a big swing, see Andy Cox's performance. It's just there is no consolation prizes, but there's some good things going on, and it just what's so frustrating for me is we're so close. But again, I'll say this: close is not good enough in this sport, and hopefully before long we could go away from the so close.
Do you feel you talked earlier in the season about how you had to keep telling the guys, we're almost there, we're this close. Is everyone still 100%?
They know that. These guys know that. They know where we're at. They're frustrated. They're frustrated. I don't need to get on them for them to know that this is hard. This is tough. We just gotta, one day we're gonna look back and realize that this is what it made this program what it'll be one day. And but we're going through some tough times right now, and we've got to just battle and stick together and keep fighting through it.
Can you elaborate a little bit on Cox's performance? He pitched really well.
Well, it's Andy's a guy that when he starts to believe in himself, he's going to be as good as he wants to be. He's got a quick arm. He's got good stuff. Not great stuff, but good stuff. Plenty good enough to win in college baseball. And it's about self-believing and believing in himself. And I think that's pretty contagious across the board. There's some guys that we threw tonight that they've got to trust themselves and do what they're capable of doing. And it starts with throwing strikes. That's never going to change in this game. And we've got to do that. We didn't do a good job, but Andy did a good job at that. And gave us a chance. He definitely gave us a chance. And I thought, as much as I'm a little frustrated with how many free passes we gave him, I thought the five guys we threw out tonight did give ourselves a chance. And people could question and criticize and all that of how I did with the pitching, but it worked. We had a chance, and now we still have our Friday guy going Sunday, and there's a reason for that. So I'm going to stick with this plan, and I think it's the best formula for this team to have the most success we can have.
Did you consider leaving Andy in after he was kind of dealing?
No, because one thing I'm not going to waver on is I have it set up on each guy a certain amount of innings, and I'm not going to go away from that. If Aaron Quillen was throwing a no-hitter after 4 innings, I was taking him out. There's a plan intact, and I'm not going to deviate from the plan.
Andy did throw, I think, all 5 batters he faced in the 7th, I want to say, were out of full counts. Bringing Martin in the 8th, What went wrong with him on the mound? Was it just
He
missing
just,
the spots?
I think the game sped up on him, and he wasn't in character. I mean, the Eric Martin I know comes in and throws strikes with 3 pitches, and you could see it right out of the gate when he went 4 straight pitches and walked a guy. I knew it was going to be a rough inning for him. And when you give a good team an opportunity without them having to do anything, it's going to come back to haunt you, and sure enough, it did.
With the vibe in the dugout after Vincent tied up at 4-4, it seemed like the energy was stacked in your favor. Things might roll your way after things really didn't for the rest of the day. That bunt just stayed on that first base line. It seemed like it was finally tilted in your favor.
I'm smiling only because there is some things that I can't believe continue to happen, and there's some tough things going on against us. We're creating most of our problems, but that it was pretty amazing that the bunt stayed fair and we didn't get an out on it. And I just keep holding on to the fact that somewhere down the line we're going to be tougher because of all this tough stuff that we're having to deal with.
Thanks, guys.